Betty Jo was, with those bubbling cheeks and that big smile, and she knew everything to talk to about to this 98-year-old woman. Of course, it was all about the past, but Betty Jo made my Aunt Bess's Christmas Day.
We couldn't help Mandy with her contacts when she first got contacts, and Mandy would go to school with her contacts every morning, and Betty Jo would help her put them in, and then she would help her take them out, and she was everybody's mother.
My wife and I took shag lessons with Dion Botts and Norman Mills and Betty Jo and Wally, and it was so bad. I have 2 left feet, and I was raised Baptist, and so we don't dance. And so at the end of the thing, Betty Jo grabs me by the belt, and she and Dion taught me how to shag with Betty Jo grabbing me by the belt and pulling me back, making sure that I stepped back when I shagged. So that's what she said, he's got this.
Shortly after our school received a book grant to read The One and Only Ivan, she emailed me immediately to make sure she had the title correct, because she wanted to order a copy of the book herself so that she could read along with us. She wanted to hear what pages we would be reading each night so that she could read along with us teachers and students in the whole school, so that she could just be a part of everything that we were doing here at Westwood. And she stayed true to her word, and she read that book along with us, and was truly invested in making this a great moment for our school and our community.
She wanted to be part of our school and the community, and once they got here, she walked around, looked at all the artwork, all the essays, interacted with the community and with the students and the teachers. She was so complimentary of everything, and it was always from her heart. I don't ever recall a time really that Betty Jo didn't say something positive or sweet. It was just the way Betty Jo was.
For my final dissertation semester, Dr. Hall was on my committee, and she would always ask me, "Are you writing? Make sure you take time to write. You've got this." And I would look at her and I said, "And you've got me, right?" And she would always say, "Yes, we've got this."
When you talk to her, she was, even though she had a very demanding job and so many things going on, she was never frazzled and never afraid. She was always not in a hurry and had time to say hello and check on how you're doing. And she really looked at you. She really dealt with the individual always, with children, with adults. And so I think that's what I remember and appreciate most about her.
One of my favorite memories of her when I was little was the way that she would read a book. She had this way of holding the pages so that you could read. She would be reading the next page while still holding up the pages that she had already read. And last year she came and read to my class, and she was still doing that trick. And I was still in awe because I've never been able to figure it out. So this year, and these boys and girls probably saw me doing that the other day, I'm going to do it like Dr. Hall. Hell, that book, I couldn't do it for anything, but she always had it. And we laughed and talked about that in May when she was here reading to my class. I said, "You still got it, Dr. Hall. You still holding those pages like that."
That was Dr. Hall. She didn't just look after the teachers and the employees of the district, but also the students. And she did that because she loved us all.
I can truly, honestly say that she's one of those people that never actually meets a stranger. She was new to me, but real quick, she became like my sister to me. And I'm real big on the aspect of family, and I truly count her as a family member of mine because she made me feel that way toward her.
Don't you feel like crying? Don't you feel like a cry? Come on, cry to me. Oh, nothing can be said than a glass of wine.
I always think of when I think of Dr. Hall is just positivity, her encouraging attitude. She always made all of the teachers feel like we were the best, and that we were giving it our all. And that means so much when it's coming from the head. It makes you want to work hard as an employee. She would stop by my room. I know last year she stopped in one day, and just her smile would light up the room, and she would speak to me and the students.
I met
and
Betty Jo a few years ago, and she always
encourage
addressed
us in what we were
everyone by their
doing.
first name and knew
She was
exactly
always
what was
that
going
way.
on in their lives. She was always very sweet and cordial to everyone, and she was always taking pictures of my children and emailing them to me.
Well, I guess the first time I ever had to go to see Betty Jo about anything was when I found out I was going to be activated to go to Afghanistan. And that would have been 2012. And I went in and started talking to her about it, and she was telling me all the paperwork and things we had to do, you know, for me to be able to leave and then come back and have my job back. And I was kind of worried about my dad and my family and all those things. I was going to be leaving. She said, "Don't worry about it. Wally's been through this, and he knows exactly what's got to be done. It won't be an issue. We got this. That thing
always gave you the motivation that you needed, you know, just to push forward. So when I started working here, coming back into the school district, she was just so supportive. She's always been so supportive, you know, of not just me, but of the culinary arts program. I remember when we did we made a Facebook page, she would share every single thing that we would post, and she would just brag on this program, and she just made me proud, you know. She really made me proud that I came back into the classroom. She was just a phenomenal person, and her legacy will definitely live on within this community. So, and Dr. Hall, we're gonna always have your back forever. We got
knew that she was the type of person that was going to be fair to everybody and treat them the way that she liked to be treated. And that was so true about Betty Jo. I think that she told you something you carry to the bone. And I think everybody knew that. I do feel, as she moved up north, she was the same Betty Jo in my book. And I've already missed her and will continue to miss her a long time. I think about her a lot.
I think that made the most impression on me was that no matter how briefly your interaction with Betty Jo was, you were always lead that conversation. It was just that kind of personality. And it's all about
So many fond memories of her just always smiling and being there, especially in our state championship games, being so happy and proud of our kids and the way they performed, you know, on a real big stage. My fondest memory of her will always be whenever you see her and her husband Wally together, the love that they shared for each other. It's just like they fell in love that moment, and it was a special type of love that, you know, I wish and hope for all of us. And she will be missed in this district. But we're going to move forward and put students first. And she would say, we got
signed off on the go-ahead position, told me best of luck with my career, looked at me while I left her office. Got this. Sure do. So this year, we've got this, and we're doing this for her. We love you, Betty Jo. We miss you. We're doing this for you.
Dr. Hall and I had a good conversation about dancing. And one of the things that we always talked about, you know, you learn to dance in the rain, you never know there's a storm. So we danced through lots of rainstorms, but didn't know it was storming. And we made it through strong. She always was that way.
She always told me I had it, and I have it now. I'm gonna do it for her.
You got this attitude that she had, that she passed on, was a very strong one. I think it's something that kind of influences so many of us in the district because she really had that can-do attitude, and it was very inspiring to work with her.
My co-teacher called and said we only have one first grader.
So I was a little bit embarrassed because our superintendent was the one reading to the first graders and we only had one child. So I went down and I asked Betty Jo, I said, Dr. Hall, do you want to combine with kindergarten or what would you like to do? And she said, well, I'm gonna read to that one child. And that's what she
Got a couple of other quick little stories. Betty Jo always came up. I've had 2 students who turned 70 this past school year, and she came up for both of their birthdays and was able to wish them a happy birthday. And one of them even called me on the day of her accident to let me know that she was just how precious Betty Jo was. And then finally, Betty Jo would always come up for our adult education Loves Our Students. And we do that on Valentine's Day. And Betty Jo was always there to encourage our students. Betty Jo let us all know we've got this, and we do. Thanks, Betty Jo. You will be missed.
Never let you question yourself. And said, Millie, we've got to have the opening day at Long Cane. Can we do it? And I was like, oh my goodness, why Long Cane? And she said, well, the air conditioner's out at Right Middle. There is no possible way that it can be fixed or the parts can get in time to have the opening day. So I said, okay, what do we need to do? And she was running around and she was like, well, we can do this and we can do this and we can call here and call there. And she said, we've got this. And so we definitely had it, and it went off without a hitch. And then we, it was just one of those times. It was one of many. And I'm gonna miss her. Today I miss her, and I'm gonna miss her in all the days ahead. But she was just that kind of person that always saw the positive, never let you think that you didn't have it. She never let you question yourself. She never let you doubt yourself. She always provided that encouragement to make us keep going. But the one we've got you story for me is, or we've got it story is the first year I was principal here. She called me almost in a panic, but if there is such a thing with her being in panic mode, and said, Millie, we've got to have the opening day at Long Cane. Can we do it? And I was like, oh my goodness, why Long Cane? And she said, well, the air conditioner's out at Right Middle. There is no possible way that it can be fixed or the parts can get in time to have the opening day. So I said, okay, what do we need to do? And she was running around and she was like, well, we can do this and we can do this and we can call here and call there. And she said, we've got this. And so we definitely had it, and it went off without a hitch. And then we, it was just one of those times. It was one of many. And I'm gonna miss her. Today I miss her, and I'm gonna miss her in all the days ahead. But she was just that kind of person that always saw the positive, never let you think that you didn't have it. She never let you question yourself. She never let you doubt yourself. She always